I was like, man, this idea is fucking genius. If Myles doesn't do it, somebody else is gonna do it. Like, you gotta do it. This is a great idea.
VHS Radio.
What's up? Yeah, you know, I spent a lot of my life being a conscious young man, but I told myself for this year, I'm gonna be ignorant. My New Year's resolution is to be as ignorant as fucking possible.
Hey yo, this JPEG motherfucking Mafia, and you listening to
Trump Tower. I just watched that shit get struck by lightning like 4 times, man. Only building. God is angry.
What's up, America? What's good? What's good? You know where I'm from? You know this space?
Yeah, they keep it loose, see how much it costs for good pussy. I don't know, I watched the movie. Go home with the porn. Get at home and get it good,
I'm telling
bro.
you that this is a cosmic, like, level idea, for real.
Okay, for those of you who don't know, are barely tuning in, the algorithm brought you here. However you have landed here, you are about to experience something that a lot of people hasn't experienced with music before. This is like an audio experience. Veltenhill, he cracked the fucking code. He fucking figured it out, and he's putting it in a show, and this is his show. You know, this is fucking VHS Radio.
You heard it from Ulysses Valadez Contreras. This is VHS Radio. I am your host, Myles Veltenhill. You know, I'm actually not sure if I said Yuli's name right, but also Yuli didn't nail the pronouns, but that's fine. I'm trying not to make a big deal out of that. We're just gonna press forward. Yuli, as I call him, in my phone is Ulysses, is a fantastic beat maker and sound collage artist and visual artist and website designer, and this noise in the background, we're just going to talk about this real quick because it's pretty fucking obvious that I'm doing some dishes. But I also have the water kettle going, okay? The water kettle is for the theme of the show today, which is coffee and power. Now, how are the two related? We're going to explore that. We being me, this disembodied voice, and you being the person who's probably listening to this, for the tree falls in the woods type situation. I'm not sure who the fuck else will be on the other side of it. But what we're going for here is an analysis of power and coffee and the different sorts of things that can come with that. And if you couldn't tell, this show is not scripted. Let's speak to power real quick, speaking of the show itself. It's been a fucking roller coaster of a week since I've tried to put this online. Initially, I went for the podcasting route through a certain major streaming platform, because you can pay to upload music, which this is not quite music. This is sound art. This is not an album. This is not something you can just put on for easy fucking listening. Well, you can. I don't know. It depends on how easy you be listening to shit like this. Anyhow, within 4 days of putting it on all the podcasting distribution shit, RSS feed setup, all that fucking weird shit, it was removed within like 4 fucking days. 4 days. I got an email from Daniel Eck himself saying that they suspected me of copyright infringement, and I kind of laugh at that because last episode, the pilot, all my own compositions, all my own beats, the samples that I use in those beats are so fucking micro-chopped. If you can find out what sample I actually use, then you are really fucking good at what you do. And It was comical. It was so comical that I wrote them back being like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then they sent me this kind of meandering bullshit. This is possibly infringing notification warning, claim 121666577 reference. I'm not reading all that shit. Hi, we want to ensure that creators are using the appropriate channels to share their content with our users. Stupid ass company, that's their name. It's not, it's Spotify. I fucking hate those pricks. Spotify for podcasters should not be used to distribute music tracks, DJ mixes, or similar musical content. I'm not sure if you noticed, but this is pretty fucking far off from any of the listed things. If this is the type of DJ mixes that you're listening to, find better DJs, for fuck's sake. These are loosely music tracks. It's strung together with a bunch of ambient field recordings and shit. I would rather call it sound art compositions. And similar music content is so broad, it's just such a bullshit thing. Anyways, they reserve the right to remove podcasts that violate this policy, regardless of the licensing status of your music. If you're a creator looking to get your music on Spotify, you can check out how to get music on Spotify. I already know the answer to that. You fucking pay some fucking dipshit intermediary to put your shit out there. So, within one episode, I essentially failed the mission to subvert the podcasting platform. However, the craziest shit happened. Nope, kettle's on. I put this on YouTube, and this is gonna be on YouTube, so we're not gonna get too meta on that. I'm not gonna really, say that YouTube's great or anything. I mean, it is. I'm doing this on there, so I can't gripe too much. I'm still not making money regardless. It doesn't fucking matter at this point. Within 4 days, the first pilot episode reached 500 views for what it's worth. The subscriber count went over 100 on my channel, which thank you for everyone for tuning in. I don't know how you made it through that, but that show of support and also the feedback that I just got from friends that I sent this to, and it was just phenomenal, and it was actually encouraging because as soon as I woke up and I saw the email that this was taken off of the podcasting platforms, I'm like, wow, that was a speed run of getting my shit taken down. I've never had shit removed that fast or really at all. I've never faced this issue, and I am a sampling artist, and I would think that I would hit this issue sooner or later. However, this was just like a speed run, and that's why I was so, I think, indignant about the initial email saying, hey, we suspect you of copyright infringement. And then I emailed them back being like, prove it. And then they sent me back as more of a, well, actually, we just reserve the right because we don't know how to keep with the times, and we also don't know how to run a company because Spotify is not financially solvent. It's floated by venture capital as far as I can tell, or from what I've briefly researched. They never turned profit. I mean, they could still, Daniel Ek can still make, fucking, I don't know how, he made more than the Beatles, basically, not being a musician, but instead robbing artists of any other way of getting their music out there and heard. So, Daniel Ek, I think, EK, whatever your fucking name is, that head guy at Spotify, suck my nuts. I'm so glad that you're paying Joe Rogan, though, because apparently that's the voice that you want to platform in all of his shoulder-shrugging idiocy. And, I don't want to make this just kind of a diss track towards him specifically. I mean, I don't care about the guy or anything that he has to say, really. I don't want to engage like that. So anyways, I'm just going to continue with this method of bringing content to you, and I appreciate everyone who is tuning in and who is supporting this, because I feel, I just feel grateful that more than 12 people clicked on this, honestly. That's still insane to me. And I don't really want to plug anything else right now other than whatever people bring to me. I mean, like I said, Yuli at the beginning there, Yuli's a great musician. Check out his work. Makes phenomenal music, sound art, collages, sampling genius. Also a graphic design genius, a visual genius. made some album art for me on a few different occasions, and can just put together some kick-ass stuff. Also makes websites too, so if you need a website, he didn't sponsor this or anything, like I'm not getting paid by him to say any of this, but he is just genuinely a good guy, a good friend, I just, and also runs Apollo's Harp Music Collective with a bunch of other fine folks too, G Rolla, we got Achille, we got Blake Ragsdale, we got Trill Walton, is that everyone in the group chat? If I'm forgetting someone, y'all can kick me out. But dope collective, dope everything. We're gonna switch gears now and get into some sound art, because this is not music. It's not a DJ mix. It's a fucking podcast. And we're gonna cast some pods. Damn. Remember Jewel Pods? VHS Radio. VHS Radio.
Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you.
What else I can tell you? Oh, the coffee, you know who found it? Goats. The goat was eating the tree, the leaf in Ethiopia. The place is called Skava. That's how coffee name come from. It makes sense. The province that found the coffee beans in Ethiopia is called Skava. The goat was eating the, and then she jumped, she get hyper, the farmer is over, he make coffee. Look, the second highest economy in the world, number one is gas, number two is coffee. Coffee selling water, my friend. That's why Starbucks, Tim Hortons, they go big, they make billions.
Yeah.
Coffee selling, you sell coffee, it's like you selling water.
Yeah, yeah.
Ethiopia, she doesn't know. That time she knows, she wake up long time ago, no coffee, nobody. If they roaster sell it, nobody can grow. Now some people, I ask them on the car, who make the coffee? Oh, Colombia, Brazil, no fucking way. They take it from Africa. Most things start in Africa. The most source in the world is in Africa. No one has it. Yellow uranium, you name it, man. Magnesium, you got anything you want in Africa. That's why people fighting. American, they make it to have a war.
Yes.
If you are friendly, there is no way they're gonna take shit.
Yeah.
You fighting, they help you, they fucking dig your shit. Very sad. The world is in trouble. Right now, I'm moving.
Yeah?
I'm going back to where I came from. I
Yeah?
live here 33 years. I'm leaving in 4 weeks.
Whoa.
Not, I bought the ticket one way the first time ever. One.
VHS Radio. Yeah, the stories that I hear just from people at the at the bar. This wasn't even at a bar. This was at a nice little coffee shop, espresso shop in Vancouver, so-called, on Commercial Drive. It's called Joe's Cafe. I like this spot. I only went once, but the entire setup for that conversation was really good. And I think that's where the idea for this episode came from. Coffee and power. That was the embodiment right there. So I'm just going to switch over to a beat for a second and collect my thoughts. And roll with that.
Someone with immigrant parents from Trinidad.
Oh, you're Trini?
Trini.
Okay.
I want to say just like Smith and Cross. Really.
That's cool. I like that.
Especially the sugar part. My grandparents used to work on sugar.
That's interesting. I was just reading a whole thing about like Guyana. It's always interesting how differently, in little ways, like each of the islands. Obviously, the Spanish colonies is more different. You know, the difference between Cuba and Jamaica is much bigger than.
Yeah, we were British.
Yeah, obviously, and even how, like, growing up, I always think of Guyana as part of the Caribbean. And it's mostly, Guyana is actually in Central America, or South America. Is it in South America? It's in South America. But you think of it as like a Caribbean country, whereas like Costa Rica, I don't even really count, because it's like cultural and language, you know what I mean? Like the British colonies and the importation of slaves and Asian people are like what make it like how it is, and then also how differently that dynamic worked out in terms of how the class formation and everything happens, both during slavery and afterwards, in indentured servitude and things like that. Like Guyana, the Indian population and the black population have a different relationship than in Jamaica. It's different from in Canada. In Trinidad. And stuff like that. But it's interesting.
Because my original last name is Singh. It's Indian to Trinidad. But
what is it now?
Now it's Ballard.
What's that?
ACK.
Where's that from?
It's British. They changed it when they moved them.
And it's also interesting because some of the people came from specific regions of India to different places, and so that part is really interesting too. And it was interesting to read about. And in my family, like we don't have a lot of Indian people, but we definitely have like Chinese people. And than the Chinese people. I feel like non-Caribbean people are really thrown by it because you'd be like on the island and people are speaking like you think this is like just like a black person if you didn't know, or just the accent is just straight like that. And yeah, I don't know. It's interesting to see the ways in which in each place it developed its own like dynamic or whatever.
It's different.
Yeah. Like Guyana, I feel like had more Asian people come to actually as indentured servants and to work, whereas I feel like in Jamaica it was more about creating a merchant class in between the blacks and the whites at the top. So it's like the Indians there were like, you run shops and Chinese people and stuff, this merchant class that like separates, you're on top of the blacks but underneath the whites. And in Guyana it was more different. Anyway, all that shit is super interesting to me, you know, or even just seeing how differently like race works. It still matters, but the different ways in which people formulate it and think about how it works in the Caribbean as opposed to like the United States. Even though slavery is the same dynamic in all of these places, you know.
So when it's isolated, it has a chance.
Yeah. And how people conceive of, even in a place like Brazil. Like Brazil brought 4 times as many African slaves there as the US. Yeah, it is crazy. Big, huge country also makes a big difference. But, I've never actually been to Trinidad. Curly Castro is on this album as Trini.
Good show. I was doing sound for you.
Thank you. Great job. Appreciate you.
See you again.
It's a good shirt. Well, I'm glad you dug that song, and I mean I think that album has a lot of those themes are explored in it. But yeah, I like that song a lot. That was my closer for a little while, and then I kind of, when we moved off of Aethiop, so I was like, all right, I gotta move off of that. Puerto Rico is a great closer too, so it's fun. But, yeah, Smith and Cross I love, and I love that beat. That was one of the ones. Some of the ones Perez sent me, I really like tried to had to marinate a little bit on and be like, what exactly I'm gonna do here.
It sounds like a proper.
And that one, as soon as it came in, I was like, oh, okay, I know what we're doing here. Yeah, definitely a favorite. It's funny because what was the only Dutch colony in the? Is that Aruba? Is Aruba the Dutch? Yeah, they had a colony in the Caribbean too.
Really small island.
If it's not Aruba, then it's I remember because one time I had a job with a girl in East New York who was from there, and their accent was trippy. Like it's like close, but it's like a little bit off.
It's not Martinique.
I'm pretty sure it's not Aruba. It's something else that starts with an A. I can record that thing for you when you're ready.
Oh yeah.
This is Billy Woods, and you're listening to Veltenhill.
VHS Radio. Yeah, that's Woods talking at the merge table, being the coolest dude to ever be at a merge table, selling his own shit, talking to people about power and, colonization. There was a lot more that I did not record from that because it just, I was trying to get Woods to record this mixtape drop for me, and he's just all over the place. He's talking to people left and right and like maintaining numerous conversations at once. It was very incredible, and I was probably just as cross as I am now, trying to approach Woods and be like, hey, can I get a mixtape drop? I did not expect to meet Billy Woods that night. I just thought he'd be like, in and out of the venue, not sound checking, not doing anything. But he was really cool. And he also gave me that dope mixtape drop. And then I went to see Arm & Hammer in Seattle because they didn't come up to Canada for that one. And really good. Blues is cool too. Cavalier is great. Very cool dude. Has an album coming out, which I'm just gonna promote because I like the shit that I heard so far. Apparently so is Earl Sweatshirt, so we're just gonna keep this very topical right now. That was a big thing today. This might be a... No, I'm not doing a hip-hop podcast. Anyways, more beats. We're gonna go with that while I stall to think about some things after that little sound piece. Sound art, podcast, that's what we're doing here. This is not an album, this is not music, sorry. And you're welcome. What you're currently hearing right now is a beat, a loop really, a proof of concept made by myself as well as Do from 2001. Do is a fucking Chicago legend. Do, I think can really just stand as the best rapper in Chicago. Hands down, I can't think of anyone else saying what he's saying and doing what he's doing. And also, since I've met Do years ago,
I'm telling you that this is a cosmic like level idea.
That's Do's voice. You heard that at the beginning as well. Do has improved so much with production that it's actually nuts. And at the time of recording, Do has a new song out, some new raps, new beat, new everything. Just, it's absolutely phenomenal. You have to go check it out. That is Do from 2001. And if you're wondering what the track title is, it is Cross on My Chest. It is so fucking sick. Go listen to it right now. Actually pause this shit, go listen to it, and then come back to this and fully appreciate the work of Do. I'm not fucking around, y'all. Like, do it. VHS Radio. Now, what if we played the original version of that that I made in 2019 when Veltenhill was created. What if we did that? VHS Radio.
I'm done with the dead now. Who the fuck are you? I meant what I said now. What you gonna do? I'm done with the dead now. Who the fuck are you? I meant what I said now. What you gonna do?
We are somebody and way more than that. But here's the thing, there's also something wrong inside of us called sin. And that sin wants to exalt us to a place that God never intended.
VHS Radio. I've been avoiding talking about an aspect of power that I am wrestling with right now throughout the duration of this. It's kind of dawned on me as I've been recording this and collaging and trying to find the best of the beats in the vault, the sound art pieces, etc. We're going to get into some more drone shit in a minute, but first, I will say the positive reception has been beautiful, and I'm very thankful for that. At the same time, I feel like I'm struggling with this sort of instantaneous success, and I feel like I'm in a position where I am getting a little bit more power in what I can do, more agency in what I can do in the creative field here, especially with sound art. And it makes me a little nervous because I'm not sure how I feel about everyone listening to all this shit. I will say it is 3 a.m. at the time of recording this at this point, and I've been awake for way too long. I worked today. I went to school. I cleaned up the house, I've just been doing shit all day, so this is going to get very off the rails very quickly, but maybe that will be something that you want to indulge in. Anyhow, I'm still just kind of meandering around it, but I don't know what to do with this yet, but thank you for being here. VHS Radio. That was Aesop Rock. Slowed down and stripped of all instrumental. The song is Coffee. It's a good one. I wonder how far I can stretch pulling out stems and just kind of throwing them in here. Anyways, welcome back to VHS Radio. Here's the deal. Last I said anything in this little talking segment, it was 3 a.m. I fucking fell asleep while making this. So, it's a brand new day. I just had breakfast with, guess what? Coffee. Crazy shit. And listening back to what I've recorded, I just wanted to touch on a few things again. The aspect of power that I'm struggling with is the power in having an audience. I think that's kind of a crazy concept to begin with, and it's such a strange thing to strive for, but that's what it is. And yeah, anyways, I appreciate the support once again. We're gonna start wrapping it up here at a cool 39 minutes. We got some more stuff for you. Some more things. I haven't determined what they are yet, but you'll hear them right now.
You come here, Trudeau is nice guy? No, he's not.
Thank you.
Any politician, they're fucking garbage. It doesn't matter. Trudeau, Canada, America, China, Russia, they all fucking the same idea. The girl, she's ashamed to tell me she's from America. I told her, you are a citizen. American people, movie star, famous people, they support the world. They feed people that have a problem. I know any citizen. You go Africa, you go Canada, you go US, you go anywhere, the citizen, we good people. We try to live our life. We want to have a family. It's up to you. You pay mortgage, you pay rent. These guys, they bring you what, they kill us. It's not their business, they go somewhere else, kill babies, kill a partner, one woman, incubator. So I don't want to talk about America.
No, it's bad.
The citizens, they don't accept them. They went to protest, they did. You gotta stop. They are not killing Hamas, they're killing babies, somebody like you and me.
We know.
If you are a fucking Palestinian, you live there, you dead. You don't care about the politics, you don't care about Hamas. Those guys are fucking to have a power, they fucking each other, and then who's dying? You and me.
Yeah.
Why?
And my tax dollars
pay for it.
It pays for it.
Bernie, he said, we don't need to give a dime. He said yesterday he was on an interview, CNN or something. Yes, he was on CNN for Israel to kill a baby. We don't need to support a dime. This guy have to stop. And then Israel, they are not listening to Biden.
No.
They are not. They are a leader.
Biden doesn't care. He does not care. He doesn't care. He's going to still send money and guns. He's going to send all that. He doesn't care.
The senators in the House, they can't stop it. You can't send it.
They can stop it tomorrow if they wanted to, but they have no interest. No interest. Because it's all money. It's all money to them. It's all because we're selling American guns. We're selling American aid.
Thank you.
I do not support that shit.
Nobody.
I don't support that
Nobody
shit.
does. It doesn't matter you are Christian, Muslim, Jew. Jews, they go protest. They said, Rafah, don't go there, they said. The former prime minister, he said, big mistake if you went to Rafah, the Egypt border. It's a big mistake, he said, because 1.7 million from Gaza, from what bank it calls, they moved there. The babies, family, stuff. Because Gaza is a fucking bombing. They went to Rafah. You coming there? What are you thinking? Bernie's right. We don't need to give 1 cent dime, he said. It's true. What did this change? And then nobody scared America anymore. Even the Houthi, Hezbollah, Hamas, blah blah, the gangsters. They don't scare America anymore. Everybody have something to attack America.
Thank you for tuning in to Veltenhill Studios Radio, VHS Radio. Currently, we have no sponsorships, nothing going on in that way, so this is just for the love of the game. And thank you for being here. And I'm just going to close this out with saying that if you want to submit anything to this, voice memos, original works, etc., sound pieces, you can email VHSRadiopod@gmail.com. And yeah, we're just going to end on that note here. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great day. Have fun. Have a cup of coffee. Fight the power.
No, this is fucking VHS Radio.